YouTube. What's up?
YouTube. We are back. Jeff, it is good to see you again.
I know it's been a long time.
It feels like more than a week.
Does. Well, you are literally living in the end of the world, right?
I am. It is currently storming and thundering and lightning, and lightning is striking like 3 houses down from me right now. I may get electrocuted recording tonight. I
will still post the video.
Hey, listen, if it gets all those views, I'm good, man. I'm good.
But no, seriously, I think 3 times we're like, okay, let's disconnect. Let's try this, reconnect this. And we're feeling really good. Feeling really good about this. And we're going to go through. But hey, might get a little bit of the thunder show.
I feel good. Hey, Jeff, we got something new to talk about.
Okay.
Something that's been happening the last couple of weeks. Haven't really said anything about it. Just let it be there, because I want to make sure that, you know, it's something that's going to sustain and go through. And I think it is. I think we're at that spot where it's time to think about it. We have exclusive for our YouTube people out here, new content that is weekly going up on the channel.
We've expanded a lot the YouTube for the last couple of weeks. You're doing a great job. I'm really enjoying your reaction videos.
Yeah, we got reaction videos going up there. People keep asking Jeff, when's Jeff going to do it? And my response is, he's not allowed. This is my thing.
Right. You know, here's peel back the curtain a little bit. So Jeff does the video, and Jeff does the audio, and Jeff does the social media and the website. Brent's going to do the reaction video. And it's hard. When you did the first couple, I'm like, oh, I want to go on. I want to watch what it is. But I've learned I can't go and watch it till after we've done this, because it totally paints, you know, it paints.
Oh yeah. I've found it's better if I can do the reaction video like early in the week and give it several days, like especially when we did Believers. Like the way I was in one, I was completely different by the time we got to the recording, because I had time to sit in it and, you know, just marinate and think about it and let the emotion calm down. But anyway, so all that content's out there for you guys at YouTube land. You guys go out there, check it out, see what we have going on. You guys have responded to it so amazing.
It's been great.
I mean, you know, and I just want to say this too. Jeff and I were texting back and forth not too long ago. You guys know we're Star Trek podcasters. It's what we do. It's kind of our thing, you know. And you guys, as a social media group, like I'm gonna call it Babylon 5 Twitter, you guys are so much better than Star Trek Twitter. And I'm going on record saying it. You guys, Babylon 5 Twitter is so much better than Star Trek Twitter.
So I posted, Nichelle Nichols passed away here recently, and may she rest in power. That's that one hit really hard for me and a lot of friends. But I posted a thing on the Twitter, you know, because I mean it's Nichelle Nichols, it's Uhura.
Right.
And people started arguing with me on, and I'm just like,
you mean on Star Trek?
On Star Trek.
Star Trek stuff, yeah.
Yeah. And it's like literally honoring a legend, not just in Star Trek, but in science and in space and in entertainment. Yeah. And people started arguing with me. And I'm just like, yikes. Wow. But that doesn't happen here. We even had a while ago on, what was the Believers?
Yeah.
Asking if Believers is Babylon 5's Tuvix.
Right.
And people had thoughts, but it was just cool how everybody was like supportive of each other's thoughts.
Right.
Right.
Here's the thing. I mean, from what we've experienced so far in Babylon 5 as a community, I don't know that the Tuvix debate can actually exist within Babylon 5, because people in Babylon 5 aren't that divisive.
Yeah, that's a good point.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like people in Star Trek get very, you know, okay, I just used the word, but I'll say it again, divisive.
Yeah.
Babylon 5, like.
Well, Tuvix is the example, and we've had this conversation where people think there's a right answer to that.
Right.
And the whole point is there's not.
Right.
And we're only, this is, I think, our 16th episode in Babylon 5, and we have learned very clearly we're not going to get answers, right, wrong, or indifferent. It's up to us, and I think that's just the community. It's like, yeah, that's your answer. Here's my thought on this. And just offer it and actually have a dialogue, like it's 2012 and we can still
kind of
dialogue with people.
Kind of like the way Star Trek is supposed to be.
No, it maybe used to be, maybe.
No, I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I'm old enough. I remember when TNG came out and people were pissed.
Yeah.
I was not. Yeah.
Every new series, people are, this is real Star Trek. Anyway, we're not here to talk about Star Trek. You want to know why? Because this is not a Star Trek podcast. This is Babylon 5. Exactly. This is Babylon 5. This is our show. This is our show about the show. We record a podcast. We put that out, but you guys are sitting here watching what we call the behind the scenes. This is purely unedited. You guys get the whole schlemiel unless Jeff starts editing it. I don't know. That's his job. You heard that earlier. But this is the whole thing. So you guys get the bloopers, you get the outtakes, you get the rabbit trails, you get the things that are going to get cut out of the main show. Not the main show. This is the main show. You guys are going to get the stuff that gets cut out of the pod. Try that again. You guys are going to get the stuff that gets cut out of the audio version of the podcast.
There you go. Well done. Well done.
Try not to say it so fast. Hey, listen, like, subscribe, all that sort of stuff. And more importantly, leave us your comments down below. What we love seeing are your comments. We love interacting with your comments. And the thing that just always impresses me, Jeff, is how many people are commenting about stuff that we talk about at the end. That just means people are watching all the way to the end.
Yeah.
And honestly, the best part of the conversation happens at the end of the video anyway. So you guys do that. And Jeff, unless you got something else, man, let's rock and roll and talk about Survivors.
Do it. Survivors? Are you doing okay?
Nope. What are we doing? Eyes. We're talking about eyes. Wow.
They're already, YouTube, you're getting the gold on this.
It's not the first time.
First time.
Welcome to Babylon 5 for the first time, not a Star Trek podcast. My name is Jeff Akin, and I'm watching Babylon 5 for the first time.
And I'm Brent Allen, and I'm also watching Babylon 5 for the first time. Jeff and I are two veteran Star Trek podcasters watching Babylon 5 for the very first time, searching for Star Trek-like messages in the series and trying to decide if we should have watched this one sooner.
Do you think we could call ourselves veteran Babylon 5 podcasters at this point?
I think we got to at least get through the first season.
First season?
Yeah, maybe the first watch. You guys out there listening, you can email us, you can tweet at us, and you can comment on our YouTube page and let us know at what point you become a veteran Babylon 5 podcaster. Is it like the NFL where you get one season, all of a sudden you're a veteran?
Right.
Which is very weird to me. But Jeff, people can do that. They can email us, tweet us, comment, all that sort of stuff, right?
And you know what else they can do? They can hop over to Apple Podcasts and they can leave us a review. And Brent, we have a 5-star review.
Yes. I didn't even know this.
We do. This is from...
Wait, I'm sorry. I was just talking over whatever sound effect you played. I don't know what that was.
This is our 5-star review sound clip.
Yes. Nice.
Yeah, and if you want to hear that more, like you should, I love that sound clip, pop over to Apple Podcasts, click the little leave a review. 5 stars will get you.
Yes.
Just like it's going to do for Jazz 489. Jazz 489 says, the show is right in my wheelhouse as a major Star Trek fan who also loves Babylon 5. Also, the fact that the hosts genuinely know nothing about the show adds to the enjoyment as they make predictions and react. The format works great. I particularly like when they guess the plot of the next episode based on the title, though I'm not sure they've ever been right. Highly recommend. Thanks, Jazz.
Jazz, we too love Star Trek, despite our pre-episode chatter. We really love Star Trek. We're really falling in love with Babylon 5. And you're absolutely right. I promise you, Jeff and I genuinely know nothing about the series other than what we've learned in the first what is it now, Jeff? 16 episodes or
16. So? We're almost to the end of the first season.
That's really close. Yeah.
And as an aside for another topic, we got to start talking about what that's going to look like for us between, like, are we going to do something or?
Yeah, I think we should do a end of season recap.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm going to go ahead and plug it. Those of you out there listening, those of you out there watching on YouTube, if you have ideas for what an end of season recap could be, email us, tweet at us, comment on the video, and let us know. Jeff and I will see it. Maybe we'll incorporate it. Maybe we won't, but you never know until you try.
And a great example of what that looks like, we have a website, and you can visit that website. It's babylon5first.com, the number 5 and the word first.com. And Daniel R. sent us an email that couldn't have timed better with what you just said and with the review from Jazz. Daniel says, first off, I'm thoroughly enjoying the podcast, but I'd guess you've already considered a different reference sound effect, like communicator, enterprise door, transporter, photon torpedo, something like that for when we reach our references. Then he says, why limit the number of references? Not sure why that's even a thing. Also, just because someone appeared in a Star Trek episode doesn't seem like a reference. Drop the guess the next episode bit. I'm not sure why you're doing it. It's not funny, it's not clever, and you're never correct. Or ignore me. Keep doing what you're doing, and I'll keep listening because it's a great podcast nonetheless. By the way, you've caught up to me, so I can start watching more episodes and put that HBO subscription to work. I love it.
Well, thank you, Dan. And we may take some of your suggestions into accounts. But you know what he referenced there, Jeff, was the silly limited number of references. Well, this is a game because Jeff and I figured way early that we should either never ever talk about Star Trek or just talk about it to our heart's content. And we met in the middle and we said, let's make a game out of it. It's more fun than anything. Mm-hmm. We are limiting ourselves to 3 Star Trek references per episode. The fun part being what happens once you use them all and then you're not allowed to use them anymore. But we are limiting that. And if one of us uses a Star Trek reference, you're going to hear this sound. Okay, apparently we did not take Dan's advice on changing up the noise.
No. Okay. It's good advice, but
yes.
But yeah.
And when we hit 3, that's it. We're done. Dunsky. No more. Nada. Nothing else.
Hey, I got one more comment I want to share. I cracked up so much at this one. It came in a little bit late. This is from YouTube in our Deathwalker episodes. This one's going back a ways. But this is from Peter Evans. And Peter, you're a regular viewer on YouTube and always in there commenting. And I love being able to quote this one. This was brilliant.
What's up, Peter?
Peter Evans lists Natoth's list of Shankar blood oaths. 1, Deathwalker. 2, movie talker. 3, line cutter. 4, and this is one of ours, show spoiler. And 5, bad tipper from her particularly violent waitressing back on Homeworld. Oh, I love that one.
Peter, that is fantastic.
So
freaking-tastic.
Well, Brent, you mentioned our game with the reference to 3s. We have other games we like to play, and this one was referenced by both Jazz and Daniel in there, but we like to guess what the following episode is going to be based on the title alone. We're about to talk about eyes. Brent, I'll share mine first. I thought that Eyes was going to be a spy story, espionage, and the eyes that are watching you. So swing and a miss. Brent, what did you think it was going to be about?
Oh man, I nailed this one and it fouled off over the first base dugout. I said that this was going to be a love story that wasn't really a love story, but that it had to do with somebody like oversight, like reaching in or something like that. So if you stretch it just a little bit, I kind of got that one.
Yeah.
But I really leaned heavy into the love story part. And yeah, some little kid up in the third row has got that ball and he's going home with it.
Yeah, it's the fun. we miss the mark sometimes, but now we get to find out what it was really about. So for those of you that it might have been a while since you've seen this, like, I don't know, like 30 years or so, or if you're watching along with us or just listening or watching for fun, Brent, what was Eyes about?
Well, it's a normal, ordinary day on Babylon 5. Garibaldi is enjoying some personal time in his quarters, where right in the middle of his living room, he's assembling a 1992 Kawasaki crotch rocket from scavenged parts. Sinclair is moody, and Earth Force is interfering at the station. They've sent Colonel Ari Ben Zayn and Harriman Gray from Earth Force Internal Security, that's EYES for short. Never mind the fact that you can't pull the word EYES from Earth Force Internal Security at all, but whatever. And they are there to conduct an investigation into everything that has been happening on the station since we started this podcast. And that includes being scanned by Mr. Gray, who is a member of Psi Corps. Predictably, everyone has a problem with this, and most especially Ivanova, who's having nightmares right now about the time when her mom got injected with those drugs, which basically fried her brain. Ivanova even tries to resign her commission to prevent being scanned, eventually revealing that she and her mother sort of mind melded, and it was a pretty special thing to feel your own mother's love for you, and ain't no one gonna mess around with it. But don't worry, Sinclair's to the rescue, because Sinclair's to the rescue. And once again, he takes the very novel approach of reading the rules, which says that no Psi scans are permitted unless charges have actually been filed. And since this is just an investigation and no charges have actually been filed, well, old Mr. Gray has to take a hike. Ben Zayn wants to go through all of Sinclair's actions, episode by episode, except for the one in which the kids whose parents murdered him in cold blood. But when Sinclair has had enough, Ben Zayn announces formal charges against Sinclair, which then means that he does have to submit to a scan. And oh yeah, Ben Zayn is now in command of Babylon 5, which, as it turns out, that's what this has been actually about the whole time. Colonel Ben Zayn was on the short list to get command of Babylon 5 when he was passed over by the Minbari, I might add, to select Sinclair. And this is his shot at claiming the command post, which he felt was rightfully his. And oh yeah, our old friend Bester, aka Chekhov, is the guy behind it all. But he forgot one thing. There's a telepath in the room, and this telepath actually has some morals. He has scanned the colonel and found him to be full of rage and lies. And when Ben Zayn hits Gray, Gray drops Ben Zayn with a single thought: pain! Ah! And Ben Zayn crumples like he got the Cruciatus curse put on him. And while he's down, Sinclair takes back command. Well, all's well that ends well. But oh yeah, you remember that motorcycle in Garibaldi's quarters? Well, that's got the attention of Lanier, the lens attaché, who then takes it upon himself to learn Japanese, read the entire instruction manual, scavenge the rest of the parts, modify it to accept a Minbari power source because there's no gasoline on Babylon 5 in the future, and complete the entire project, much to which Garibaldi was like, part of the fun was putting it together, man. But hey, that doesn't stop him from taking it for a spin through Babylon 5 because, sure, that's a perfectly safe thing to do. The end.
Let's give you the one. I gotta tell you, my initial thought on this one was Ben Zayn in the membrane. Ben Zayn in the brain. Yeah, no, that wasn't my thought at all. In fact, my thought on this one was, oh my God, when is it going to be over? I loved the Garibaldi and Lanier stuff. I was really critical of Lanier here recently. I really liked him in this one. Mm-hmm. I liked the Ivanova stuff. Like, it wasn't fun or pleasant, but it added some depth and some really great needed context for her. Mm-hmm. But oh my God, Ben Zayn has to be the, like, I want the most arch bad guy, also the worst actor, and I want them in one body for this. It was unwatchable. But what saved it was a young Jeffrey Combs.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
And I'm not going to count this one as a reference. This is a fact. Jeffrey Combs was Babylon 5 before he literally became Star Trek. This predates his Star Trek debut by almost a year. Maybe 9 months.
Is it? Is it more than that?
It was a while.
It might.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter because one, he looks so young here, but he so far outshined whoever this Yahoo is that was playing Ben Zayn. If I 100% agree with you on everything through, although I wasn't necessarily waiting for it to be over, but I think it's because when I was doing the reaction video, I was making fun of Ben Zayn and Sinclair because you guys know I'm not on the Sinclair train. Like, and I think it's not so much Sinclair I have a problem with as much as it is Michael O'Hare.
Yeah.
The actor. Like, I don't like the way he's playing this character at all. And I really am hoping that like he gets better in coming seasons.
I think he's getting worse.
I think he is.
Yeah. So I think
he is. And
I haven't jumped on that train with you yet, but this one kind of got me there.
Oh my, I mean, the scene where those two are like in each other's faces, nose to nose, yelling at each other, it was cringeworthy.
Yeah. So bad.
Okay. So let me fix it. I can't do anything to fix Michael O'Hare, but I can fix our villain of the episode.
Okay.
Simply recasting him to Carrie Elwes.
Yes.
Wesley.
Oh my God.
Dread Pirate Roberts.
Yeah.
If it's him, this is amazing. You put him next to Jeffrey Combs as the bad guys in this episode. Oh my word.
That's incredible. Yeah. Jeffrey Combs was so good. We'll talk about that more, but he was so good in this. And this was I think this is going to go down as the episode where Jeff got on the Michael O'Hare isn't the guy for this role train. And it's because, and I'll talk about it later, but again, we got lawyer Sinclair. Mm-hmm. But there's lawyer Sinclair who reads you the rule and tells you what the rule is. And then there's lawyer Picard who stirs your soul and makes you care about the law and the application of that law. And to me, it was so night and day. And this one, I couldn't. What were what other thoughts did you have on?
Yeah. So, I mean, this one to me felt like the very first time we have seen the coming together of everything that has happened so far. Jeff, we've been promised this by the fandom out there that this is going to happen, that nothing is wasted, that it's all going to come back together. And this feels like the first time where those threads are starting to bundle, and we know that this whole first season, we've only got 4, 5, 6 episodes left of it. We know that each season is like a chapter in a book or something like that. So this has to start coalescing and coming back together. I thought this was going to be a clip show real quick. When they started talking about everything that happened, like I thought that's where it was going to go. I was like, really? A clip show in Babylon 5? It wasn't. But the way that they brought this back around, setting the acting portion aside, the story of this, I very much adored. I really did. And the biggest come away that I had with this, the biggest takeaway is I need a spin-off show that is just the sidekicks. I need Natoth. I need Lanier in a buddy cop show or something. Add in Veer Kodo, and I don't know who is going to represent Earth. I don't know if it's if it's Ivanova or Garibaldi, one of those two, but like this group, I want this group in their own show because Lanier, let me tell you what, this week I got on the Lanier train. I am all about this character. Like, I thought he was just going to be somebody who slides in and out, and yeah, he happens to have that famous background as an actor from Lost in Space. He's that kid.
Mm-hmm.
I'm really hoping Lanier has a much bigger role going forward. He's got his name in the opening credits for a reason.
Yeah.
And I need Natoth to have a bigger role coming forward, but I fell in love with him.
He was great. I mean, like when in Grail, I talked a lot about how he was just like almost sycophantically and obsessed with the Grail Hunter, with David Warner.
Mm-hmm.
But then in this one, I it made more sense to me. It's because he's brilliant, but the scene, like the moment that did it for me was when he goes to Garibaldi and asks to help out. And he's like, oh no, it's before that, when he's watching the video, right, about the motorcycle. And he's like, sexual prowess. Okay. All right. There we go.
I got to tell you, when I heard him say that, I thought we would for sure see Lanier come out with a black leather jacket and a do-rag around his head and whatever that headpiece thing is that he has, and he'd be tatted up and this guy would turn into a full-on biker. Of course, that's a different kind of bike than what they were putting together, but I don't care. Like, I fully thought that's the route he was going to go, and I don't know what he was going to do with the sexual prowess side of that, but I was all for seeing him do something, because that was going to be funny.
Yeah, he got super excited about that, and this is a symbol of masculinity, and he was all like, I'm in. I was like, but here's kind of a deep cut on the motorcycle piece. When he was watching the video, they said that the last gasoline powered bike was made in 2035.
Yep.
Current President Joe Biden signed an executive order that says the federal government will stop buying gasoline-powered vehicles by 2035.
Really?
Yeah. So here's my question. Is Joe Biden a deep-cut Babylon 5 fan? He's going to make this prophecy come true.
If that's where that number came from, that would be fantastic.
Yeah. Yeah, I felt like there was, obviously the clear message about the environment, we couldn't do gasoline. Sure. Your people learned that was bad. But I think that they made that bold move too, being like, and we're going to stop making these things. In the early mid 90s, I mean, there weren't electric vehicles, running around. That's a pretty bold claim.
No, but if I remember right, back in the 90s, that's when they really first started talking about the hole in the ozone layer.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, if we continue at the current rate, we're going to run out of sun by 2050.
Yeah. Right.
And I'm like, are we really? But I don't know. It's been a really hot summer this year.
A little bit. I like to think, though, I'm really thankful that so many of our leaders have assured us that climate change isn't real. It really gives me a lot of, it makes me feel good, because honestly, if it was real and this stuff was going on, we should be terrified right now, but it's cool. It's probably fine.
Jeff, I'm terrified, but let's move on.
Yeah.
Okay. Can we talk about something that I just have to absolutely make fun of a little bit? Actually, I've got a couple things, but this one okay. I don't know why it jumped out to me in this particular episode, because I know I've heard it before, but Earth Force.
Yeah.
Earth Force, like, I know we have the Air Force. Air Force sounds awesome. We had a president that tried to start, and I guess it's still going, the Space Force.
Yep, that's a thing.
Which is a thing. Should have been called Starfleet. Just saying. Buzz me if you want. I don't care.
I think I'm going to call that one a fact. That's not a reference. That's just what it should be.
But now and I know this was well before Space Force, but Space Force sounds so goofy. It sounds so like, didn't Steve Carell, didn't he make a show called Space Force on Netflix and like completely making fun of it?
Uh-huh.
And here we have Earth Force, like it's the Earth Force.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. It sounds so goofy to me. And I like,
Yeah, when they reach out to Earth Force on the Babcom, we get really excited about some of the names they have.
Earth Force is about as good as Babcom, I'm telling you. Okay, I do want to talk about Jeffrey Combs.
Okay.
Just as a testament to how good of an actor he is. We hate Psi Corps.
Mm-hmm.
Are we agreed?
Yep.
Psi Corps is bad. Psi Corps is evil.
Yep.
Like through and through. There's nothing good about Psi Corps, right?
Except Harriman Gray.
Except for Harriman Gray. Because this guy has a conscience. And this guy had me feeling for his part of the story of he just wanted to serve, and all of a sudden this thing manifested right as he was going to basic or whatever, and he got booted, and he just, his whole life was just crushed because this thing he couldn't even control happened, and he's not allowed to be there. And like he gave some pathos, and even towards the end of the episode when they're like, dude, you need to scan your boss. Like, forget me, scan him. I want to talk about that scan, but I want to save it for the end because, Jeff, I lost it. I utterly lost it.
I can't imagine why.
Oh my God. Like, I cackled for 5 minutes, probably just at how bad. Okay, no, I'm going to talk about it now.
Here you go. Yeah.
When we got to the Jeff, this was the climactic scene of the episode.
The peak.
Everything's building to this moment, and it ended in Colonel Payne. he just fell over. He's like, Colonel Payne, and Colonel goes, what?
Well, honestly, even like the camera, it was like Payne. Like it was that total like mid 80s. Like I'm using my brain to eat your mind.
Payne. I was like, no, you cannot end this and the whole thing on Colonel Payne.
Yeah.
And then he goes, ah! He made that noise. I don't know if that was the actual noise or not, but that's what I heard. I was so bad. It was so bad, Jeff.
Well, sometimes, and Jeffrey Combs knows this, you can only work with what you're given. And he did what he could.
Listen, Jeffrey Combs nailed his part.
If you took so the whole dynamic, right, was that he was trying to, I don't think he was trying to make Ivanova understand that like he was going to be respectful to her. Like, look, I understand you don't want this. I'm not going to go crazy. I'm going to be respectful. He had the best of intentions. She heard it as you're just trying to butter me up. This is, whatever. If you put those words into almost any other actor's mouth, I would have felt the same way Ivanova felt. But immediately I'm like, he's being legit. Either he's like this incredible con artist who's super evil and whatever, or like he legitimately doesn't want to be doing the job he's doing.
And I had that same thought, and here's what made it so great. I didn't know if he was legitimately good or if he was a con artist
until he dropped the pain.
Right. Like in my head, I'm like, I'm really feeling for this guy, but I also know that this could just be an act at the same time. And I didn't know, and that is the power that is Jeffrey Combs, because as much as Babylon 5 hires really bad actors, I'm looking at you, Michael O'Hare, and whoever played Ben Zayn, and who was that girl from the episode Survivors?
Yeah, you really did not like her.
No, I did not like her at all. And the guy who Cutter, her number one dude, and as much as they have bad actors, you also get Jeffrey Combs. You get
David Warner.
Doyle, David Warner.
Yeah.
I should learn her name. The name of the girl who plays Ivanova. Londo, Jakar, fantastic scene-chewing actors who are amazing.
Yeah.
So as much as I make fun of these others, it's not a blanket statement, because Babylon 5 has some good people as well.
Really good people. I want to talk about one of the really bad ones though, and I want to talk about Ben Zayn.
Yeah, do it.
And you
will call him should have been Carrie Ellis. Go ahead.
Yeah. No, I don't think so. And here's why.
Oh,
I think that the episode itself was written well. We'll talk about that in the closing. But the lines they put into his mouth for the most part were garbage. I don't even think that Carrie Elwes could have made them. And there are little things like this. Garibaldi he comes in and is talking to Harem and Gray in the quarters, and he's looking nervous, right? It's, oh my God. Then Zayn comes in and he's like, that's okay, Garibaldi. I know you intimately. Can I get you a drink? What?
I straight up thought he just hit on him. Like, I really did. Like, or he did something unspeakable to Garibaldi against his will, or even against his knowledge. Like, I legitimately thought that's where he was going with that.
Yeah, I couldn't. And then, I've talked about this before. I usually watch the episodes twice, but in the second time I watched this episode, I was just like, you're nobody to me. You have no credibility as a villain. Mm-hmm. Everything you're doing is garbage at this point.
Jeff, are you telling me that his weirdly put on accent didn't give him all the credibility? Because all you need is a British accent to be a villain in
and
American
a scar
TV, and the scar.
Yeah.
Okay. All it was a scar. That is some of the worst makeup I've ever seen in my life.
Oh, yeah.
It was so bad.
I mean, you take that versus, and this is great makeup, but like Deathwalker and her makeup, and it's like, this is so amazing. You're capable of so many. This is what you come up with. The other thing that really just got me was, so he gets all high and mighty and, I'm going to arrest you, Sinclair, and I'm going to charge you with these things. And then he goes to walk off and he turns around and he's like, and that's not all. You're also confined to quarters. Like, and you're going to go to your room and you don't talk to anybody. But what does Sinclair immediately do?
He talks to Garibaldi.
Yeah, he walks with Garibaldi. He never goes to his room. He goes to, oh my God, there are some wild inconsistencies that happen in this one that just, so not good.
So let's just juxtapose that with some of my new favorite lines of the whole series so far.
Okay.
All right. Garibaldi, talking about Lanier, said to himself, goes, if I killed him, I would start a war. That was great.
Did you catch what he said to Zayn?
What did he say to Zayn?
So Zayn like dismisses him. Go get some sack time. We're going to be doing this. He's like, oh, well, if I knew who God was, I'd thank her.
Right. Right. I got that one. All right. Sinclair. And this is what makes me think the character is not written poorly. It's just acted poorly. He has this line. Earth Force may have its problems, but it won't be solved by trampling on human dignity.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. We're going to come back to that one later.
Yes, we are.
I promise you. But that was a fantastic line. And then I'm going to give you my new 100% favorite line of the whole show. It used to be, I'm going to turn your bones into flutes for my children.
Yeah.
Is this one from Ivanova. I will twist your head off and use it for a chamber pot. That is awesome.
That's hardcore.
That is awesome.
So hardcore. So I had two just quick things that I liked. I wanted to pull out on this one. And then I wanted to talk about the Ivanova stuff. I think that's kind of a deeper dive.
Yeah.
But I really liked that this kind of started and was predicated on the Shal Mayan coming back to Babylon 5.
Yeah, we didn't see her at all.
Not at all.
They mentioned her, but she wasn't a part of this at all.
I think it was just set up to kind of, kind of create a little bit of that early tension. But to me, it said a lot about the Minbari, and it said a lot about Shal Mayan specifically that, I mean, she was almost murdered.
She got branded, right?
Yep. Yeah. And chose to keep it on there. And she's still going to come back to Babylon 5. I think that says a lot about that culture and her as a person. And when we talk about that terrorism and that stuff going on, so we've got Home Guard that we've seen quite a bit from. And then today in this episode, we heard about Free Mars. So another terrorist group and all these arms dealings going on. Mm-hmm. Garibaldi did a really good job just breaking down how Earth and all of Earth's allies are just falling apart in a huge way. But Free Mars was the one where I'm like, okay, that's Home Guard, Free Mars. We're getting groups named in here now. And then there's Ivanova.
Yeah.
Brent, do you hear the birds? That was an intense scene. Her dream?
Ooh. Yeah. I was going back to Game of Thrones vibes again.
Mm-hmm.
In that scene, for sure. I knew when Lady dropped her head, she was going to come up and it was going to be Ivanova.
Yeah.
Again, like I called that straight out. But that was gut wrenching. You knew it was a dream the whole time. The dry ice spoke all over the place was just a bit over the top.
Yeah.
But watching that moment, and then I know it wasn't this moment, but to have that in your mind when you hear her talking about that she and her mother shared a connection and she got to experience her own mother's love for her. And that was so precious to her that she wasn't going to let anybody touch it.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody was going to touch it. Speaking of good lines, she had this fantastic line about having to scan her, psychologically scan her to prove her loyalty. She said, that's an invasion of my privacy and it's an invasion of my honor.
Yeah.
And I went, wow. And she would rather resign her post than let somebody do that to her. That is morals. That is principles. That is
integrity.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And obviously Sinclair was not going to accept it and he was going to find a way around it. But I mean, oh my gosh, Ivanova's going through some stuff. And this goes all the way back to Midnight on the Firing Line when we first heard about this conversation between her and Talia.
Yeah.
Where they were going through that. And in the middle of that, I'm going to say it again. I don't know about you, Jeff. I completely ship Garibaldi and Ivanova.
I don't.
I absolutely do. Watching them in this episode. Yeah.
So
that's not just friends.
I think it is.
I'm for it.
I don't know. I don't think we have to. I don't think everybody has to.
Not everybody has to, but these two should.
I don't know.
Not everybody has to. These two should.
It was in Born to the Purple, right? When she watched her dad die, and got to talk to him. I think it was Born to the Purple.
Sure.
And, Garibaldi called her on it and whatever, but on his way out, he was like, hey, you want to get a drink?
Mm-hmm.
And she took a rain check. I loved that they called that
They brought it back. Yeah.
And she's like, I need that drink right now, which led to one of the most badass scenes in the whole thing where Ivanova took down the whole bar, like single-handedly. I loved that whole scene with her.
I loved Garibaldi's response when she came in. She's like, you want some? And he's like, no, I'd like to wake up tomorrow.
Yeah. But I think that's why they're great, like super amazing, great friends, is they can joke with each other like that. He can de-escalate her with that joke, right? I mean, that's buddies. That's really good friends. I don't think that has to be, if there's a relationship, there's that extra something that's in there that I don't know. I just think I think it sullies their friendship to force them into something physical.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's just me. I'm also pretty anti-ship in general. So, which
I hate using the word. I feel ashamed of myself that I actually just used that word. I got to be honest with you.
I'm a little ashamed of you too.
Yes, that's okay.
Yeah, that's good. In her dream, going back to the dream sequence though, I was struck, like they seemed to really make a point out of, so when she and Talia, Ivanova and Talia were talking in Midnight on the Firing Line, it was about that, drugs, prison, or Psi Corps are the options. And the drugs kind of quieted everything down, cooled everything out, whatever. This didn't silence the voices. It made them sing like birds. And they hit that point a couple of times. I just wanted to call it out here because I feel like that's something that's going to come back somehow.
It's got to be.
Yeah.
It's got to be. Yeah. I felt like they were trying to say something that was a callback to something that we had already heard, but I don't think it was.
I don't think so.
Yeah. Like, I think this is, which means the way they hit that, because you're right. Like, that's either a callback to something we've heard or that's a setup for something to come. That's furthering the story down the line, because we're definitely not done with Ivanova and Psi Corps.
No.
Not at all.
And now that you said this, that when Harriman Gray was sitting with her when she was eating lunch, and he picked, I don't know, Talia Winters, you were just thinking her so strong. I wasn't scanning you. I just picked it up. Her seeing herself as her mom, and then her developing a professional relationship with Winters. I think there's more to come there. That's another one. Ivanova and Talia specifically.
I'm for that too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm absolutely for that. Because I was actually just thinking, like, in an episode that features Psi Corps, we don't have our resident psychic in the episode.
Yeah.
It's a little weird.
But mentioned. Still mentioned.
Yeah. There you go. Was this Ivanova or was this Garibaldi? Speaking of great lines, because I think it was in that scene you're just talking about, right? Where they said they're trying to convince Harriman to actually scan Ben Zayn as well. And he says, the intent of a question is sometimes as important as the answer. And it was just so good. And I was like, dude, that is fantastic.
Yeah.
Why you're asking the question is every bit as important as to what the answer of whoever's going to give it to you is.
Yeah, I don't remember who said that. But if it was Garibaldi, that would make sense to me.
I think it was either Garibaldi or Ivanova, because, like I said, they were in that scene that you were just referencing.
Yeah. It would make sense. I mean, that's the way an investigator would think, right? Like, why are you asking me this question? That tells me more, and that I should now be asking you about this thing. Did you
got a bester? We got a bester.
We did.
We got to talk about. I mean, I don't know how much to talk about him, but he's behind the whole thing. And okay, so is he going to become a main guy? Do you like? I'm just asking you, Jeff. We are both unspoiled. Are we going to see him? Maybe not super frequently, but like, is he coming back a few times? And is he a guy?
I think so. Okay. So I think so, but I'm totally biased in that because I want more of him.
Yeah.
So somebody had mentioned on Twitter or on YouTube that in the Sky Full of Stars, the nights, right? So the night that was in the brain space and in the thing with Sinclair, that was originally meant for Walter Koenig, but
really?
he apparently had a heart attack and wasn't able, like the scheduling didn't work. And so they twisted it. JMS really wanted him to be a part of it. And so thus came Bester. I got to think, like, this is just me, armchair quarterbacking here, but that night, I think it was night 2, was going to persist as Walter Koenig, but because it didn't, they fried his brain and whatever. Now, because he's Bester, I think Bester is going to be an ongoing concern. And gosh, I mean, they name dropped him like 3 or 4 times.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I mean, they connected this guy like
directly. Yeah.
I
wonder, I don't remember the order of these things, but are the Knights connected to Bester somehow? Like, is that why? Because we never got who sent them.
Yeah. I mean, Bester is Psi Corps. They come from Psi Corps. So one would think, but how big is Psi Corps and how big is Bester in Psi Corps? I don't know. The idea that Bester sent these guys out here almost as a revenge, and it's him and Ben Zayn both had a common enemy, so they hooked up.
Yeah. I think we'll definitely be seeing more of Bester, and I'm okay with that.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Jeff, I have a question for you.
All right.
Specific to your skill set. Ben Zayn calls Sinclair a hotshot who was brought up through the ranks without any real leadership ability. Starfleet Leadership Academy podcaster, go.
I don't disagree with him. So as a leader develops, as a manager develops, you start out as like, I'm going to be shift lead, here, I'm going to run the shift, and then I'm going to run this crew, and then I'm going to run this restaurant, and then I'm going to run this district. Like there is a natural progression, and that progression is important. You don't walk into your first management or leadership job as a regional manager. You start as assistant to the regional manager.
Assistant regional manager.
Assistant to the regional. But you start
talk about that later.
Yeah, it's all. But the whole there's a progression to that, and what we know is that Sinclair literally went from running a squad of fighters to commanding Babylon 5. There's a scene in here where Gray and Zayn are on and they're asking questions, around the thing. Garibaldi's bringing it to Sinclair's attention, and they're like, oh, they're from whatever contractor. They probably just want a bid. And Sinclair's response is, hey, walk softly. The last thing we need is a corporate lawsuit. When that line was dropped, to me, that showed his lack of skill as his non-qualification to be a leader at that level. Because a leader at that level, corporate lawsuits are part of the day. Union labor disputes are part of your day. These just what happens, and you kind of roll with it. But instead, he's like, there might be a corporate. Chill out, dude. No. Yeah, Zayn, and they hammered this a number of times in the episode about how, Ben Zayn was in the top 10 for this. Oh, yeah, well, you, Sinclair, were way down below that. And then when we found out about the whole Minbari, hey, you were way, they've hit that nail on the head a couple of times. Yeah, I don't disagree with Zayn on that at all.
I agree.
I think Sinclair is a good human, a good person, and I think he cares and has compassion. We've seen that. But as a manager of a station of 2.5 million people on there, yeah, no,
he's out of his league. He's there for a reason that is not to command the station, and we have yet to find out what that is.
Yeah,
and we're hopefully, I'm assuming we will find that out eventually. Maybe not in the season, maybe in the next season or a couple seasons down the road. Hopefully he's a better actor by then. Jeff, I have one closing thought, I think, before we get to our final pieces or whatever you have left.
Okay.
And I kind of referenced this a little bit up at top. Lanier, he's my new favorite sidekick.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. He's taken over Natoth's spot for me. He's my new favorite sidekick. I like him a lot. Him doing his little prayer. And it's like, oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to take this over from me. He's putting together that, as soon as I saw that bike all the way together, and I went, oh, no, the fun is in putting it together, not in having it, I think I compared it to my kid, building a Lego. If he's building a Lego, I could just walk in and do it all for him when he comes home from school. It's there done. Lego's fun to have once it's all put together, but the real fun is putting it together.
Yeah.
And, I was glad Garibaldi called it out, and he's like, he didn't sweat it too much. He was like, yeah, well, let's go take it for a ride. Awesome.
Yeah. First, especially once he was like, I can drive this thing.
Right.
That was great. Yeah. My last thought on the whole thing was, did you get Garibaldi's password?
Not 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
No, it's not the password an idiot would have on their luggage. No, it's peekaboo.
There you go.
Peekaboo.
Wait, was that actually the password, or was it just a reference to something? Because I heard it and I was like, oh, wait, maybe it's not, maybe it is.
I'm pretty sure it was. And I think the way, I don't know, there's got to be something to it, but I just know that kind of came up when we were talking about Londo's password back in the day. People are like, well, you see Garibaldi's. And I'm like, well, it's peekaboo. What sold it for me is how the computer asked him, passcode, please. And he's like, peekaboo. Yeah, this is what it is.
That's like when you have to, as an adult, and somebody's like, hey, what's your email address? But you still use your email address from college. You're like, all right, I got to spell it for you.
Yeah. Sunsurf 67. Yeah, I caught myself.
Right.
At Hotmail.
Right.
Yeah.
All right, Jeff. So I think we've reached that part of the show where it is time to boil it down and see if this has any of that Star Trek quality to it. We're not comparing it to Star Trek. We're just analyzing it with the lens that we have as Star Trek podcasters and asking the question, does this give us a hope for the future? Does it hold up a mirror to society? Does it show us how to be better? And should we have watched this one before? We're going to do that by rating it on deltas, 0 to 5 deltas. Jeff, I'm going to throw it to you first. How do you rate this episode?
Well, I wanted to like this one. I wanted to. I didn't very much. I watched it twice. That is a plenty for me. I did appreciate that Sinclair kind of got held accountable for some of his leadership decisions, and not because they were bad decisions, but they were outside the box thinking. Right. That's the thing that happens, and I thought that was good. So should I watch this one sooner? Well, yeah, if I didn't want to watch the first half of the first season, I could have watched this one and it wrapped up a couple of the points for it, but I think I'd rather watch the first half of the first season. To me, though, as we look at deltas for this one, really thinking about this one, it felt like the drumhead. It starts with a person and a fairly reasonable question, right? Like, hey, we need to check your loyalty. These things are going on, but it escalates really, really quickly and gets way out of hand. But where Picard uses this to talk about racism, to talk about fear mongering and the dangerous momentum that we pick up as a mob that leads to witch hunts.
Yep.
This episode was about a ridiculously jealous guy and a slighted Bester. So I think the Star Trek moment, though, for me, was when Garibaldi and Sinclair were talking. You referenced this a little bit. Garibaldi's listing out all the ways Earth Alliance is falling apart and that guys like Zayn thrive in these situations. And Sinclair responded that that's why somebody has to stand up to him and that the problems can't be solved, this was you referenced, by trampling on human dignity. And from there, Sinclair lawyers Zayn, tries to stand up, but a seed that he planted in Gray eventually pains off. I feel like after this one that it was a very Star Trek way of solving this problem, and it's a problem based on a strong Star Trek theme around human dignity. Sinclair, to me, not Michael O'Hare, Sinclair feels like a mix of Kirk and Picard through these things. So even though this detoured a little bit from the drumhead and where I kind of started thinking on this one, I think this was a surprisingly Star Trek episode, and I'm going to give it 4 deltas. What about you?
I think it is a fantastic comparison to compare this to the drumhead. Except in this case, drumhead did way better.
Way better.
Just did it way better.
Yeah.
But I am in full agreement. I can't say that I loved this episode. This is an episode this is a laundry episode. Like, if it was on TV and I was hanging out, I probably wouldn't change the channel, but I would have it on in the background while I'm doing other things and not really pay very much attention to it. There's some really highlighted spots about this episode. There's some really low light spots really surrounding the hero and the villain of the episode. But there were so many lines to pick out of. The one you just said, we don't solve our problems by trampling on human dignity. Ivanova saying that scanning her is questioning her loyalty, or questioning her loyalty by scanning her is an invasion of her privacy and an invasion of her honor. Even the one where they said the intent of a question is just as important as an answer. Now that felt very Kirkish to me, Yeah. So like you, I found a surprisingly high correlation to Star Trek. Like, this one was trying to say something. This episode, even though it wasn't the greatest episode, felt like it was trying to say something, but it didn't really know what it was trying to say. It felt very much like, instead of a cannon shot to the heart, which is what Drumhead was, right? Like, what, you're going to just left with a big old hole in your chest. This one's like, they picked up a couple of rocks and they started throwing rocks at you. And you just got like a mark here and a mark there and a mark there. That's the difference. And frankly, that's the way a lot of Star Trek episodes are.
Yeah.
Like, it's not the cannon shot. Sometimes it's just, we're going to throw these few things at you. And So like you, I found this a high level Star Trek with those messages,
Mm-hmm.
with those types of messages. So I'm gonna stick with you, and I'm gonna give it 4 deltas because it definitely had that vibe. It definitely had that feel. You put this episode at the hands of like a Ronald D. Moore, an Ira Stephen Bear, Renee Echevarria, those guys, they will mine that for something and do it way better. And they're going to cast Carrie Elwes to come in and play the bad guy. Is exactly what's going to happen. So yeah, I give it 4 deltas.
Nice. Well, that's it for Eyes. Now, next week, we are going to be watching, well, I'll give you the title here in a second, but like we said before, we have a game we like to play, and that's we don't know anything about this. We didn't look at pictures, recaps, anything. And we are begging all of you to not tell us anything about what's coming up. No spoilers, no hints, no anything.
Just laugh at us.
Yeah.
That's all we want you to do is laugh at us and our horribly bad predictions.
I love that we're so bad at this. It's great. But we're going to guess what we think the next episode's going to be about based on the name only. The next episode we're watching is Legacies. Brent, what do you think Legacies is going to be about?
I think this one has to be about Sinclair and the Minbari and whatever they found. Like, is this the episode we found out what's going on in his brain?
Oh,
it's the legacy that was left from Sinclair. Like, maybe Sinclair is really important to the Minbari. Like, it's not just what they did to him, but maybe there's something about Sinclair himself that is really important to the Minbari. And Sinclair. I'm going total Cisco and Odo on you here.
okay.
Sinclair is part Minbari. That's it. That's it right there. And it's a legacy. That's why the whole thing's been happening with him. Sinclair is part. I mean, like, you remember Cisco and like he's all part Prophet, or like Odo and like he's like, my people are the Dominion. Oh my gosh. Like,
yeah.
Sinclair's part.
Oh my.
Or Star-Lord in Marvel, like he's part whatever, part God. That's where I'm going. And then he's going to find out what his legacy. Is it legacy or legacies?
Legacies.
Okay, so that's going to be one of them, and then who knows what the other ones are? I have no idea. But that's my big thing.
So mine was really selfish, and what I was thinking, that's profound. Mine was just, it's been a long time since we've had a Jakar and Londo episode.
Oh, please. Please.
So yeah. So I'm going to guess that a great leader from the Narn regime, or maybe the Centauri, one or the other, they're going to do something filthy and dirty to secure their family's legacy. But to do that, they're going to have to compromise either Jakar or Londo's legacy. And then it's going to give them that moment to like either do the right thing or, help the person secure their legacy. We're going to find out next week right here on Babylon 5 for the first time. Thank you so much for joining us. We love having you here. Don't forget to subscribe wherever you're listening or watching, and wherever you are, go ahead and leave us some stars. Leave us a review. As you saw and heard at the beginning of the episode, you leave us a review on Apple Podcast or anywhere else. If we don't hear about it, right, screenshot it, send it to us. Make sure we know. We will read it right here on the podcast. So until next time.
Jeff, just get out of here.
Zabagadi, Zabagabi, Zabagabi.
All right, Jeff, you know what? Jeff, if you do that, you just put a little more beat to it, sing it a little more up. You can end every show like that from now on. I'm with it.
Zabagabi, Zabagabi.
It's my first time.
Did you know, Brent, that Zabagabi is the name of one of Bill Mummy's albums?
Jeff, did you know that along with acting, Bill Mummy is also a singer and has albums?
I just learned that.
Me too. Like 23 seconds ago.
Yeah. So apparently he got busted for doing that. That was not cool.
Why? If it's his album, who cares? He literally just gave them permission for it.
I don't think Straczynski wanted that free. He apparently only advertises for Zima, not for his actors' bands.
Well, the band didn't pay enough money.
Right. Zima was made of cash. They were able to get him good.
All right, YouTube guys, thanks for hanging out with us. Thanks for joining us along this whole journey. And hey, make sure you like, subscribe, all that sort of stuff. You guys are fantastic. Comment down below. Jeff and I will get back to you down there. And until next time, guys. No,
not it.
Zabagabi.
Zabagabi.